Hey, Buck. Hi, Terry. Are you busy?
I got a meeting with Dan later on today.
In the video?
No, the other... Actually, no, that Dan. Who's the little guy?
Yeah, we need to talk.
Terry, we have a problem.
I think we may.
It's not a problem, that's a baby. Bella's not here and there's a situation outside. Yeah.
I thought you were the situation.
What are you doing?
We're waiting to play cards inside.
You can't go in there because of my mom's event. The room's taken up.
We know.
The room isn't going to be cleared for a week.
We know.
But you can't go in there until it's cleared.
We know, we're waiting.
The whole week?
Frankly, we haven't got anything better to do.
It's going to be a week.
We are very patient.
Yes, very patient.
And really, nothing better to do.
Are you guys insane? But where's Bella? Shouldn't she be taking care of stuff like this?
Jury duty.
Are
you really surprised?
Okay, all right. Point taken.
Hey guys!
Hey, Mike!
What are y'all doing out here?
Who are you?
The room isn't available.
Still? This is total bull.
Who are you?
None of your business. What have they been working on for a week?
I know, right? That's what I said.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm the boss.
Well, good for you.
Classic Mike.
I bet your mom's really proud of you.
You'd be surprised.
This is total bull. I took the whole day off and everything for this.
You took a day off for this? For what?
My schedule changed. I haven't been able to make it to the normal games.
Normal games? You've been here before?
He comes here all the time.
If it's any consolation, Terry, I have no idea who he is either.
No, actually, it's no consolation knowing that my assistant has no idea who this random guy is.
Isn't she your assistant's assistant? Oh, I should shut up.
In my defense, I've never been able to stop any of this insanity before.
Why do I pay you?
You don't pay her. I should really shut up. You don't pay her.
Okay, right, okay, yes, I'm sorry. I forgot. I don't pay her. I'm just a little upset right now.
As usual.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, my bad. Who is this guy?
He doesn't talk.
He's doing a lot of talking.
I meant John.
Who's John? Just playing with you.
The time has come, Terrence.
Alec! What are you doing here?
How do you know him and not me?
Terry, where's Judy?
She's not here, and don't come any closer, Alec. It's not safe.
Well, I've been training for months, and now it's time for me to take my revenge.
Now you're gonna take revenge?
Keep your distance, Alec. Seriously, it's not safe.
I've been training for months, so now is...
Who's she?
That's Bonnie, my bodyguard, and the only one who actually does her job.
She deserves a...
Hey, Terry.
We have a mission. A mission to end this situation with the dictator once and for all.
I hate to interrupt your little moment over there, but we still need to talk.
Baby first.
Yeah, baby first.
So young. Hey, maybe he's Mr. Shepherd's boss. Too soon?
That's what I said.
Who are you? There's been a pretty easy line to remember.
Who?
Good evening. Terminator Dark Fate is set to be a record-breaking film for the franchise. Not only is it the most expensive one ever shot, at a budget of $185 million with a promotional budget of $100 million, it is said to be the lowest earning film in the franchise history. But honestly, who would have thought if they took a franchise with a beloved history, redoing the story in a way that was tired and used, killed off a beloved character, ignored the fans' desires, and insulted them with the production of a film that literally slaps the face of the original series? With all that in mind, how could this film have failed? Wait, are we talking about The Force Awakens? Because that made a lot of money. All right, well, anyways. Critics that aren't hired by large news media outlets and who are actual fans of the series are saying that sadly, Linda Hamilton was underwhelming, Arnold Schwarzenegger was underused, the main protagonist was underdeveloped, and the main hero was underage. And before you say anything about John Connor being a 12-year-old in the second film, arguably the most famous, and a thought in the first film, remember he was supposed to grow up into a hero that would save the world. Sadly, the hero in this film is grown up. She still looks 12, and she seems better suited for El Club de Mickey Mouse than a world-renowned action franchise. Let's see what Hollywood will do next. Well, they're most likely not going to be tuning into the early late night live show on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 next to, just roll the opening credits. Good evening and welcome to the early late night live show. We're on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 on Exeter Channel 98 and on our YouTube channel, the early late night live show YouTube channel. Please make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share it with your friends and enemies alike. Hello to Bob Turanjo. Sitting with me is Mitch Fortier. Sadly, KJ once again couldn't make it tonight.
You are going to let me in.
I thought she was supposed to be here today.
Well, she's not.
Now look, you're going to let me in. I'm the star of the show. You're going to let me in.
Nope.
Don't make me use it.
She's not here.
Don't make me. Okay. I'm not mad. I'm just curious. When did we change the locks on the door?
Well,
when did we hire the security guard? When did we install the retina scan?
This building is filled with very sensitive equipment.
It is?
Seriously, Mitch? And if you remember, we've had rent issues. And you know the reason why we've had rent issues?
Because you didn't pay the rent?
Shut up, Mitch. The reason why we have rent issues is because we have very sensitive equipment in this building.
Oh, so I guess it's just a coincidence that the week I'm gone, you happen to change the locks on the doors, hire a security guard, put in a retina scan, and I don't even know what that one thing was that he was going all over with.
Well, I will have you know that we have been here working while you were away on vacation, so we couldn't exactly mail you a key because someone was off in Paris. How was your vacation, by the way?
Oh, it was fabulous. They taught me so much. I got that security guard's phone number.
Good for you.
Yeah, well, sitting with me always, unfortunately, she made it back. KJ, you're here.
I'm here.
Yeah, you're back on your trip.
I am.
I'd love to hear about it, just not here. Okay.
Let's be honest, you don't even want to hear about it.
I really don't want to hear about it, to be perfectly honest. No, I'm good. And Mitch Fortier, you decided to show up. Good for you.
Yeah, you know, nothing better to do.
Miss much. You don't really miss much.
He was here last week. I saw him in a baseball uniform.
That's true.
I was surprised you didn't throw him out.
We thought about it, yes.
Bless loopholes.
Bob Turanjo says, let her in or I'll sing the theme from Star Trek.
Nice. It's terrible.
Do you actually know the words to the Star Trek?
I know some of it. Yeah.
Mitch, you're a fan.
There are words to a song?
Yes. Do you want to know why there were words to a song?
This is a great story. Tell us why, honey.
Because if Gene Roddenberry wrote lyrics to the tune, he got royalties. So they never actually used them. It just has lyrics.
Yeah, so he wrote lyrics so he could make some money off it.
Yeah, it's about a space woman and love and all that stuff. So.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. Anyways, we got a lot to cover in the news segment. So where are we going to start off with?
You know, I was thinking that we got a headline worthy. I don't know. You guys might agree.
Okay.
But this is a little film by Narrow Street Films called The Dinner Party.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been accepted to a film festival or two. Apparently,
Yes.
recently.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
You guys know anything about that?
Not much, no.
Arnie wrote it down right somewhere, right?
I did write it down. Yes, I have to just pull up my note here because I thought we were going to Congratulations.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a
Thank
big
you.
deal.
Yes,
This is
yeah.
the first film you guys have submitted to festivals?
No, I've submitted a lot of films to festivals.
Sorry about that.
As I said in a previous episode, I didn't even accept my own film when I ran a festival. No, the only film festival I've ever gotten accepted into was the Snob International Film Festival, and I won't tell you the story, but we ended up having a time slot of 10 o'clock on a Friday night, which isn't a good time slot. And there was 2 people that showed up. It was one of my associate producers at the time and her sister.
But someone came.
Someone came because the other person was
What a
a
nice
ride.
sister.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's really good.
so yes, no, we got accepted into 2 film festivals.
2 film festivals, Lift Off Global Network, and the International Women's Film Festival, and we were a finalist for Best Picture.
Wow, that's really
That's
cool.
so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, I'm trying to be all cool, but like,
in your own geeky way.
yeah.
We actually got laurels now too.
Yeah, I put them on the poster.
Laurels.
The film festival acceptance, or what are the what's the word? Nomination or something along those lines. Anyways, but that's cool.
Yeah, yeah,
So
we got it, yeah.
Lift Off is like a stepping stone to other festivals, I think, right? Does that
Yes.
sound-
So what's going to happen is next week, starting the 10th, people are going to vote on their favorite film. So we're going to be sending everybody the link to it, and we want you to watch the dinner party and vote it up, because then it'll go to the next stage, and it'll be cool. We might get a trophy.
Yes, we're going to go kind of nuts because this would be cool. And there was a really, really big cast in this film who did work exceptionally hard. And everyone, by the way, volunteered for this film. Nobody got paid. We couldn't, there was, people were bringing food. It was like a pooling of food, I think.
It was a potluck.
Right, yeah, it was. It was a potluck of food. They were, we were filming 30 pages a day. It was one of the hottest weekends we were filming, two weekends in a row. And so I'm really, really happy about this, because that means then that these people get to show off.
Right.
And
it means you guys get to see it, because once we have the link, we're going to send it out. You guys can check it out, and you can tell us what you think. Be kind, but but honestly, it's a good movie. Everyone put in really good effort, and I know it's mine, but I get to say that because I have 2 laurels.
Just humbled at something that, okay, cool, someone liked it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So-
Absolutely. I got the pleasure of seeing the little release party for your cast and crew and being there, and there were some really neat performances in there. So some people are going to have great stuff for their reels, and I think that's the real value to the actors that are in it. Is that material for sure. So.
And I think one of the shows, I think when you were just a guest on the show back in the old studio, you were talking about you're producing Spin the Plate. You said something about having laurels. I think it was you that said having laurels on
Laurels and awards that you were
right,
we don't care about those.
No, what I said was, I think we've gotten a few Hardee's.
That's what,
Right.
yeah, that's right.
Because honestly,
Which is
I
something
didn't know what a
completely
laurel.
different.
Well, I didn't know what a laurel was. My father's not in the film industry. He knew what a laurel was. When we had supper the following night, he says, "You idiot! This is what these."
Well, it's a very Roman thing. He would know it because it's a very Roman thing.
So, anyways, generic last name says, "I've been trying to watch the dinner party for a year now. Terry won't let me.
Terry won't tell me how.
Won't tell me how. Oh, I can't read.
Oh,
Sorry.
well, we'll be sending you a link, generic last name.
Generic last name, yes.
And you'll be able to watch it yourself. It'll be awesome.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Very cool.
So, and you'll actually see a nicer version than the one Mitch saw, because Terry did all this polishing and color correcting and
sound work
and stuff. So it'll be a very nice one.
Yeah, it's very cool. All right, but what do we got in the? I'm gonna say not gonna say more important news, not for me. So, but news.
No, not at all. Yeah, that's very exciting stuff, which is, I think, worthy of a headline for sure. So, your monologue brought up Terminator Dark Fate, which you've already kind of broke the ice on.
Yes.
Very disappointing, at least in terms of its overall budget. A $29 million opening weekend is not going to, does not bode well for a $185 million budget. At least that's just, domestically. So.
I think they're projected to lose well over $100 million with this film.
Yeah, it's not going to be good. And and I did some research earlier too about what do studios actually get in terms of the part of the box office, and they're really only getting about 55% of the box office. I mean, there used to be different structures back in the day. They might get a little front loading, like on the first opening weekend, they'd get more, then it would kind of dwindle off. But If you say 55% on average, then yeah, they're not going to be.
They made
They took a
15
bath.
million. They
Yeah.
made 15 million.
You better hope they sell a lot of Terminator toys. That's all.
Wow.
Joker's still killing it. They're still number 2, holding strong after 5 weeks. They're up to about 457 million, I think, globally.
I did hear a cute story about that.
or half a
I
million.
guess Joaquin Phoenix signed on for it because he knew that it was a one-off and he wouldn't be stuck playing Joker. So within the second week, he was already talking to the director saying, hey, got any ideas for a sequel? So he took the photographer and they took a whole bunch of photos of Joaquin Phoenix in the Joker costume, and he made up all these different posters of what the sequel would be, just in case.
Interesting.
So
Yeah. I heard
yeah.
another story too about how he would only take the role on if they could essentially agree to an appropriate laughs.
Really?
Yeah, like he's like, this is like a major part of the character, and
Yeah.
I need to have this nailed down and understand where it's going to go in order for me to take on this role. And so I thought that was kind of
makes sense.
interesting.
Wow.
And then I read a breakdown about he was like, there were 4 distinct different laughs about in terms of his. So it.
I really am dying to see the movie. Yeah, I haven't
I
actually
actually saw
seen-
it. Yeah, this.
Did you like it?
Past weekend, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Absolutely, it was pretty impressive.
Did you see me in it?
No. Were
Okay.
you one of the guys with the face with the clown mask?
Yes.
So you did.
On? Then maybe I saw you.
If you saw a guy sitting on the subway car while the fight broke out, if one of the stunt guys grabbed an extra and threw him to the floor, that was me.
Oh, very
That
cool.
was not planned out.
Very cool. Yeah.
That was a surprise.
I mean, I had a few problems with some of the things that were in the terms of the storyline and just details, but they were so insignificant, and it really didn't bother me. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool. We'll definitely go see it.
I like your nautical look, by the way.
Nautical?
The sweater is very
This is one of my favorite sweaters, but it's one of those ones that it falls apart when you wash it, so it gets thinner and thinner as time goes on.
Just don't
That's
wash
what I'm
it.
trying to.
Just
Don't wash
just spritz it with Axe and it'll
That's
be
it.
fine.
The dry. What's it called? The dry laundry. there?
Yeah.
The dry clean. Once Upon a Time. I wanted to bring that up. It's actually still playing in 1,600 theaters after 15 weeks. So and number 31 in overall box office for the weekends. But so it's still out there being readily available.
Once Upon a
Like you've
Time?
seen. Yeah. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
saying,
No, I
what film
forgot
Wow.
is
the
that?
word.
Wow.
How much has it made?
So I made a note and I didn't read the rest of the line. It doesn't help. when
I
you
should have just known.
notes.
I'm thinking like, I thought that show ended last year.
Yeah. How much?
It was that one.
How much has it made?
So there's 370 million.
Okay, so they made their money back on that.
Yeah, $96 million budget roughly. So, in contrast, The Lion King's in 16 weeks. It's only playing in 158 theaters. So I thought that was kind of an interesting
And it's
contrast.
made 7.8 billion or something like that.
Yeah, it's still playing in 1,100 theaters after 9 weeks.
Hey, unfortunately though, we can't be playing anymore right now because we have to. I don't know which camera to look at. Okay, this camera, right? There we go. Because we have to go to break, unfortunately. And when we come back, we'll have our special guest, and he's a very special guest to have on the show tonight. The guy I paid rent to. And so it's the Early Late Night Live show on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8, Exeter Channel 98. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share with your friends. Be right back. We have a dinner party to prepare for.
Good evening. How is everyone?
Now, have the two of you met our guest, Mrs. Warren?
Good evening, everyone. My Lucinda, don't you look splendid this evening?
Never let a drop of alcohol pass your lips. Alcohol wears away at the intellect, drops your defenses, and does irreparable damage to your soul.
Well, this is going to be fun.
Oh, Henry, you simply must hear the story of Miss Waring's. It's so funny.
I'm sorry, I was under the impression that all businessmen enjoyed stories of bloodshed and violence.
It isn't meant to be.
Oh,
You pathetic ingrates. I'm your boss. You're on the clock. Mr. Felsen wants a fake protest, so that's what we're gonna do. Gotcha?
Fine.
but only under protest.
That's the idea.
I suppose I just imagine the strikers beating the elevated kitchen door, blood in their eyes, demanding all manner of heinous atrocities.
They what?
They wanted our blood, Mr. Felsen.
Oh, can I have another cookie?
Selfish swine.
Excuse They're going to burn the house down.
Burn the house? The working man should be heard.
They're going to burn it down with us inside, Roger.
Don't you worry, Major. I was born with a rifle in my hand. Why, once when I was running the
It's gonna be impossible. No, sir. I wouldn't be all too together sure of that.
Anyways, it's the early late night live show. We're on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 on Exeter Channel 98. Helmed by the very talented and forgiving and tolerant and lovely man sitting on the couch with us, Rob Glowacky. Rob Glowacky is the director of the...
yeah, executive director, producer, person who makes sure the bills get paid, you know.
Yeah.
But not your bills that you were missing, apparently.
No, the rent thing. It's so nice to be back in the studio, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for letting us back in the studio.
It's great that we got this space, and hopefully we'll do some more improvements.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Because... like we sort of like just kind of moved into this space.
Oh yeah, we slowly, like a slug, just crept in here. We're like squatting in here. So, yeah. Hope you're watching, but hope you're not watching at the same time.
All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself, because we haven't sat down too much to talk besides TV
exactly.
shows,
I'm
so.
always running around behind the scenes and always leaving right before you guys
right
start.
before the show comes in, it's like, oh, hi, and he's gone. Right, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I worked at this station back in high school, actually. So I started working here in 2007. So then I went away to school, studied mass communications with TV video concentration, and then I went away and did a master's degree in wildlife filmmaking.
And you've shot a film in, I remember, because I saw one of your short films.
Yep, yeah, so part of the master's degree was we got paired with a mentor from the BBC, so like the people who were making Planet Earth, they were paired with us and kind of were our producer, I guess. And I made a film about livestock guard dogs in Slovakia. So there's a special breed that they use, and basically they put them out in the field and they'll fight wolves and bears to protect sheep or cows, and so...
Yeah, because I saw this short film. I thought, this is a beautifully shot short film. Like, this guy runs the studio. He's never going to want to talk to me. Like, that's... I remember thinking that.
But that's the thing. You don't need, you know, I got really expensive cameras from my school, and I had, you know, state-of-the-art audio, dubbing facilities, all that. You don't need that stuff to make good stories. Like, you're you know, proving it with your stuff that you're doing. So, you know, its story is more important than any of that stuff. So.
Yeah, because, like... What they used to say that, you know, you can take a really good photo of a turd, but it's still just a photo of a turd. But your film was very good, though. I really like that. I want to make sure that was not implying that we're not going to be here next week, are we? Okay.
Yeah.
So all right, but no. But tell us a bit more about what are you looking to do within all of this?
Yeah, so I mean, we're really looking to promote public access. That's why we exist here. So shows like yours exist. We do occasionally do our own in-house productions, let's say. Like I hosted a wildlife show called Exeter Outdoors. And most recently, what I wanted to come on and talk about was our project called Films from the Archive. So I've been working with the Historical Society in town, the Exeter Historical Society, because I knew back in their archives they had a bunch of reels of film. We didn't know when they were from, we didn't know what was on these films, and there were over 100 like boxes and reels, like metal canisters sitting back there, and some of these things are starting to like rot. You know, you open them up and they smell like vinegar, and so working with the Barbara Kunis, who's the curator over there, and Sandy Parks from the Exeter High School Alumni Association, because we knew a lot of the films came from the high school, but we didn't know what was on them. So we decided to pick 26 of these films and send them down to a professional digitizing company called Ever-Present in Boston, and just, you know, hope that something good was on these. And we got a lot of interesting stuff. And I think you guys have a trailer for the series, so I don't know if we could roll that. And then,
we have that, Dan? Yes, I do. All right, well then, so what's the title of this project?
It's Films from the Archive.
Films from the Archive. Okay, so we're going to roll right into a trailer right now for, if Dan is ready, Films from the Archive from Exeter Channel 98. Check it out.
History isn't only written down in textbooks. It's something deeper, something within us. It's in the games we play, in the things we do, the people we meet, the places we go, and the things we accomplish. Exeter is rich in all of these. It's in the heart of the community. We celebrate it with our traditions. It marches forward without end. And for the first time, Exeter TV is bringing this history alive. Working with the Exeter Alumni Association and the Exeter Historical Society, films from as early as the 1930s through the 70s are coming to your screen. And as the year draws to a close, we'll be releasing these films every day starting on December 1st. So join with us as we relive the days of Exeter past and celebrate the rich history this town has to offer.
So cool. That is just, okay, that's Films from the Archive. A new series is going to be coming on Exeter Channel 98.
Yep, yeah, we're going to be releasing them, as you saw at the end of the video, we're going to be releasing the clips starting December 1st. We're going to release one every single day on Facebook and YouTube. But on December 1st, I'm going to put all of these, like the whole, all 31 individual clips, which is, there's still a little more that still needs to get released, but I'm going to drop 31 videos on day one. Just like Netflix, so you can go in there, binge watch it all. You know, yeah, exactly. So we're really hoping these go viral. So we want people to share them because, as you saw in that trailer, there's some of these are from 1933. Like there was a little clip of the Drummer Boys. That's the Derry Drum Corps at Hampton Beach in 1933. And you know, other than the coloration and you know some of the outfits, the seawall looked similar and. It's really interesting looking at how things are the same and how things were different in these reels. So, but there's also stuff as far as 1977. So, a lot of these reels, some people are going to be watching it and then see themselves.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of class graduations, football games, track and field events, and a lot of production was put into these as well.
Right.
There was a guy, Ben Zwazinski, who owned Ben's Photo in Exeter, so people watching who are from Exeter will definitely know Ben's Photo. And he was the guy to go to where you brought all these reels. So he made a lot of the high school productions. But then back in the early 1930s, the Lions Club had like a bunch of cameramen, and they would go around and just film everything, and they would make very high-level productions for that time.
Yeah.
They would even, because everything's on film then, and they would be filming sketches and text because it was silent to give you context, and they would do artwork, and if there was like the video was going from one place to another, like Exeter to Salisbury, they had like a graphic map of showing going down, and they put in a lot of effort to this, and this is stuff that if we didn't digitize this, it would have probably been lost.
What was it?
It's just sitting on the shelves in the archives. So, and all of this stuff too, that's the other thing is access. As a curator, Barbara Kunis is all about, making people have access to this sort of history. And sitting on a 16 millimeter or Super 8 reel, it's not very accessible, especially because if you, just by playing it in the projector, if you can find a projector, runs the risk of breaking it or, damaging the reel, and then it's lost.
So are you planning on digitizing the rest of the reels?
That's the hope. It was around $1,000. The Alumni Association put up $1,000, and we matched that to digitize around 26 reels. And we made sure we picked all of the ones that we thought were Exeter related.
What percentage of the available reels did?
So there's probably like 4/5 left to go. So there was, I think there was like 125, and we did, about 25. So we're still looking to do more, but some of those might be, old Disney movies that you can find on YouTube.
Right.
Like even one of them, it said Christmas, 1954 or something like that, and it was a news path reel of, the Path News folks, cameramen from around the world saying Merry Christmas. It was the only one that had sound on it, but you can find that like 100 people posted it on YouTube. So it's nothing, it's cool that people in Exeter were watching it, but it's nothing special in terms of, it's not available. But some of these reels, like all it said on the box was like girls plus outdoors. And it's like, when I was like, okay, that could be something, I don't know. But like, it was with the other ones from the high school. So like, let's digitize that and see, what it is. Hopefully it's nothing bad. And it was just a gym class or a softball practice for girls. And then it had like the boys were doing track and field. So, it was girls outdoors. So it wasn't anything bad. But then we also had one that was bears plus fire. And I was like, as a natural history wildlife guy, I was like, we gotta do this. And it was actually
a sports team called the Bears.
No, it was actually a very well done, not local film at all. It was from Castle Films, which I guess was a film company back in the day. And there was 2 shorts on it. One was The Three Little Bruins Go Camping. And it was like back then, wildlife filmmaking, there were no rules. So they had like 3 bears, and they put them on a set outdoors in a campground, and they caused a bunch of havoc, and there were owls and everything, and it was very staged, but it was with real animals. The other one was The Perils of the Wild, and it was a wildlife film, and they had underwater shots of like inside of a beaver's den and all this. So they had to construct these sets and film underwater with film, like real film cameras. So like, how are they doing that? Probably with a big, swimming tank with glass and everything. But then at the end of the movie, they light the forest on fire with actual animals like running around. So it's not like, unless I don't know like film techniques back then, like it looked like they literally just lit the forest on fire, and there's like animals running, and it's like
watch them run.
The whole thing was like a lightning strike starts a wildfire, like the perils of the wild, and animals are running for cover. But it was like they actually were running for their actual lives. So I'm glad
somebody was sitting in the woods for a really long time waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, so
I'm running out of film here.
I'm glad, there's all those things at the end of credits now. No animals were harmed in the making of this movie, because
we didn't
I
set
can't
any
say
forest
the same
on fire.
That, so.
Making this film.
But yeah, we're really hoping that these films get out there, that people see these. But we also want them to be a resource for filmmakers too. So if people want to, edit this in an artsy way, in a creative way, like juxtapose it with things.
So you're making these public domain essentially then, you're not copyrighting them anyway.
Exactly. So
the clips we just saw were just smaller bits and pieces.
Yeah, those are smaller bits and pieces.
Larger productions.
Yep, so we have a bunch of, they were the 26 reels, some varied, 35 minutes, others were, just 4 minutes in length. So. But we really hope that people can see these. I'm really hoping a lot of people in town will say, maybe they'll see a Memorial Day parade from 1935 and be like, I want to take this and dive into the topic of Memorial Day and maybe make a documentary about it, interview people who were there, or same thing with graduations or sports games.
People might see their relatives, like
exactly,
marching the band or whatever. That's really cool.
Wow.
Awesome.
This is just so cool, and it's great having you on the show, but we are out of time. That was it.
That went by pretty quick.
It does. That's it. That's the idea.
And I just want to thank you guys for doing this show, because by you guys doing this show, we have jobs, so that's a good thing. So we encourage more people to do shows like this,
so that you can keep jobs.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Thank you.
So where can people find this film?
So go on Exeter TV's Facebook page starting on December 1st. Go on Exeter TV on YouTube, and we'll be releasing them there, and then ExeterNH.tv is our website where you can click watch on demand, and everything will be there on December 1st.
We'll drop the links in the description. Awesome. We will also drop them as, I also have them, I'm telling Ryan right now, put them as posts onto our Facebook page. But anyways, thank you, Bob, for being on the show, and thank you for all you do at the studio. It's really nice to be here. It's we feel like it's our home. Anyways, it feels like to me about that. Anyways, I don't know about these two schmucks. All right, it's Early Late Night Live show on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 on Exeter Channel 98 and on our YouTube channel, or Late Night Live Show YouTube channel. Please make sure to check out more about Exeter Channel 98. Joe Castricone says, "Thank you, Robert, for your dedication." Amen to that. And when we come back, we'll have trailer trash.
All right, all set.
Where's Ernie? I told her 9 o'clock.
Oh, she'll be here.
I'm here, guys. I'm here. Oh, you look great.
Thanks.
Arnie?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be filming promos for the Early Late Night Live show.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and didn't you get the text message about the dress code?
Oh, right. Yeah, you said dress appropriately.
And?
Well, I thought you said that on this show you represented independent, angry filmmakers. Mitch represented actors in the industry, and I represented geeks and fangirls.
Yeah?
And you said dress appropriately.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so, appropriate.
Cool.
Watch the Early Late Night Live show.
Every Wednesday night at 7 on Exeter 98.
And live on YouTube.
Live long and prosper, y'all.
Arnie?
Yeah.
Get out.
Right.
I like it.
Welcome to the Early Late Night Live show on every Wednesday night from... You're still here.
Yeah. I decided to stick around.
Yeah, you just decided to switch seats, yeah.
Yeah, it's more comfortable.
I'm going to tell your employee, he's also kind of my employee too, but you pay him. Can we not cut off Robert's shoulder there?
I mean, you can if you want.
Yeah. There we go. Just lean it. We have matching brown right now, yeah.
Yeah, didn't plan that.
We did not plan
Just happens.
that. There was no messaging going back and forth at all. Anyways, I like you sitting there. We're like the same height. Everyone else that sits there and you're as tall as me. I don't get how this works.
That's because your chair is like a little, shorter, and I'm also short, so I think it balances out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like at the kiddie table.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyways, it's our favorite segment of the show, Trailer Trash. And Arnie, what's the first trailer we have up?
Green eggs and ham.
Black.
Let's roll roll that beautiful egg footage. Here we go.
All right, so this is a new TV series. It's launching soon. It stars Michael Douglas, Adam Devine, Eddie Izzard, Diane Keaton, and Tracy Morgan, among others. And let me see. And the write-up on IMDb is an animated series based on the popular Dr. Seuss story Green Eggs and Ham. It's going to be debuting November 8th, so in 2 days.
I didn't realize it was a series, actually. I watched the trailer.
Yeah, I thought it was a movie.
Yeah, I definitely came across it as a movie.
And Netflix. You mentioned Netflix?
Well, yeah, it is on Netflix. I don't know if I said that, but...
It is such a short book. I don't know how they're going to make a whole series.
Yeah, they're going to really have to stretch it out. And I think they're going to just be like, subliminal messaging for climate change. Every like 5 seconds in the film, because it really takes on a new meaning in our day and age. But
he actually did one on climate change, didn't he?
Yeah.
I can't remember what
they already made a
book
movie
was
with
called.
that. Yeah.
It was a rather depressing book, I remember being a kid going like, wow.
And Ellen DeGeneres is the executive producer. I don't know if you noticed that.
I did. I'm like, oh, that's why it's so fun.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Lorax.
The Lorax, yeah.
That's what it was,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right, yeah.
I got to.
Now, Green Eggs and Ham is basically like a little brother irritating a big brother saying, like, don't you like green eggs and ham? Like,
that's the whole book. The whole book is just...
Right.
The whole book is just like...
I do not like them, Sam I am.
I do not like him, Sam. I do not like him in a house. I do not like him with a mouse. I do not like... I mean, that's the whole book. It's a Dr.
It'll
Seuss
be like
book.
a Family Guy joke when it just, goes on for so long. Like, it's
I don't know who Adam Devine is.
Pitch Perfect, he was in that.
Do I look like I've watched Pitch Perfect?
We have a girlfriend, so it very well could have happened.
That's a good point. I don't know if I think she's seen Pitch Perfect, but I actually haven't.
He's kind of a goofy
I actually do like that
character.
guy.
He's
Actually,
pretty funny.
yeah, I do like that actor. He is very funny. There's a heck of a cast with this. Jason
Yeah,
Morgan,
yeah.
Eddie Izzard.
Well, we were discussing this Netflix's, well, they're losing Disney. Disney's starting in a little while. So like, please keep watching us. We
Yeah.
have stuff for kids.
I don't know how much there is to say about this. But I'm gonna start with Mitch. What do you think?
Oh,
Not
first
much
thing
to
I
say,
thought
I'll
was
turn it
like,
over to
yay,
Mitch.
it's animated. That's the first thing that I thought of. Because
Good observation
I'm
there,
like,
Mitch.
yay, it's animated, because I really was not a huge fan of the whole Jim Carrey and the
Yes,
thing
yeah.
and whatever. I just was weirded out by it. So
Definitely.
once it was, you kind of get going, I'm like, all right, cool, Dr. Seuss, fun for kids. I don't know why. I think it's really just that. And Netflix trying to broaden their horizons and add some fun content. And it looks like it's going to be kind of like the stylization of some of the vehicles and things. I thought was kind of cool. But how much of a series can you make out of the fact that one individual on the planet doesn't like green eggs? So
It is a puzzle. It is a puzzle.
Arnie, your thoughts on this?
I agree with Mitch. I was wondering how can you stretch this out? They do mention something about the two characters being on the run. What they're on the run from or what they're on the run to, I don't know. But what I was struck by was how sweet this trailer is. It's very, very sweet. It's, it's funny,
Yeah.
but it's got this nice little undertone of like a friendship that's building.
Yeah.
So I like that part about it.
Except the fact he stole the guy's wallet. Like, apparently he stole his wallet at some point in time.
Yeah, friends do that all the time.
We have very different friends, or you have them. I don't know. Like,
I don't know. You used to steal the watch right off my wrist, and we're friends.
I gave it back to you.
Anyway, so my take on this is I don't think I'm going to be watching it, but it looks like something I wouldn't mind my kids watching if I had kids.
Okay.
Which I don't.
you can borrow some kids.
I can borrow some kids. Watch this so I can watch it too.
That's what you have nieces and nephews for, to borrow them so you can go
That's
watch kids' movies and not seem weird.
I dragged Callie to see Curious George. She didn't even like Curious George. I was like, oh no, you want to go see Curious George? He's got Will Ferrell.
Bob, your thoughts?
Definitely not something high on my list of, because they keep doing so many Netflix originals, and they all look so good. And it's like, how do I watch all of them? I don't have time. And then I
like the
go and
Hilda
watch,
animated
I
series. That was
end up
good.
adding them all to my list, and I don't watch any of them. I watch something that I've seen like 100 times.
Same. Like I think I'm on the fifth rewatch
Yeah.
of Frasier, right?
I was the only one that did that.
So yeah, I mean, I like the artwork. Like you said, it looks well drawn, but it's not something that I'm gonna go out of my way to see.
I agree with Arnie, actually. The undertone of sweetness is, it doesn't look like he's trying to break new ground, which is
No.
what I like. It looks like, it does look like, kind of reminds me of almost like Five Goes West type of animation, which I liked, in that type of Disney era animation.
I think somewhere Adam Newman's screaming in pain.
Yeah, yes.
Because he said Five Goes West as opposed to An American Tale, but please continue.
Yeah, well, I don't even, okay, whatever. It's Five Goes West. That was a better one.
It was way more fun.
It was way more fun, yeah. And this looks fun. And I watch a decent amount of series with Hannah. We watched this one series on Netflix called Hilda, which is an animated adventure series, which was a bit more adult, a bit more kid-friendly, a bit more adult than this. It was very good. And I got a feeling this may make it to the list, too, because we went out and bought the Peanuts DVD, Peanuts Christmas special. So I may watch this, and it looks like it wouldn't be a waste of my time, to be perfectly honest. But what would you say your ratings are for this? When it comes to thumbage.
It's like halfway pointed up.
What about the other one?
Other one is I don't know, both halfway pointed up.
I'm gonna give a solid thumb up because from a storytelling perspective, there's nothing wrong with the trailer. Knowing the actual story, what the hell is this thing about? All right, and that's gonna get it a thumb in the middle. So, Arnie.
I'm going to give it a solid thumb up because I watched this and I thought, I wonder if they're doing a take on the road movies, with Bing Crosby and Bob Hope. Because, like there's kind of like one character's just constantly irritating the other character, which I enjoy. I'm going to give it half a wiggle because I don't actually want to see it myself, but if a kid wanted to watch it, I'd sit down and watch it with them.
Okay.
So, if anyone has a kid they want to loan me, let me know.
Mitch?
I forgot to mention that Michael Douglas's voice is sometimes a little bit difficult to kind of discern. He's not really articulate.
Yes, yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see
that's
him
Michael
as an
Douglas?
animated. I'm going to give it a solid thumbs up because it looks very entertaining and good for what its audience that it's targeting.
Right.
So the
No one on this
production
couch.
quality. And I'm probably going to go one thumb hidden because I'm not sure I might actually watch the first episode. And if it's 20 minutes long, I might watch the rest of them. We'll see.
All right. Okay. All right.
There's
Well,
no shame in that.
I think we know what that
It might
is.
break us of our Frasier addiction.
Yes. All right. And actually, we're going to ask the youngest person in the room. I'm just going to shout across the youngest person in the room. Did you read the Green Eggs and Ham book?
I've read it.
You did read it. Okay. Was like 20 pages, I think, was the whole book.
That's
right?
like 70-something pages.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
The big pictures.
You seem very specific about
I think
this.
I think I read something. I read
One
something
word
about
on
it.
each
I'll
page.
look it up.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
It's
all
a
right.
big, it's like, well, there's a lot of pictures, like very little words. Huh?
Well, the next trailer is for a book that has a few more pages and a few more words and a few more story
books.
contents, from my understanding.
And
Arnie, what's the
definitely
next-
not for children.
Definitely not for children. Arnie, what's the next trailer we got?
Let's roll the trailer for The Witcher.
The Witcher. All
Yes,
right.
I was very afraid I was going to stumble over that. This is a new, another Netflix TV series. It's coming out December 20th. It stars Henry Cavill, Freya Allen, nobody else I really recognize. But anyway, so it's about Geralt of Rivia, a solitary
I'm not
monster
gonna have
hunter.
any idea how to
All
pronounce
right,
it. Yeah.
who struggles to find his place in a world where people often prove to be more wicked than beasts. So basically, this is a medieval.
You could also say it's a series based on a video game. And then
Series
people,
based on
more
video
people,
game.
because I didn't even know it was a book. I thought it
Now,
was a
if
video
you can
game.
tell, this trailer for Exeter, New Hampshire is actually not The Witcher, and I don't know why. There we go.
That's a documentary I made.
Yeah.
But we don't have to talk about that.
Which I'm sure is fantastic, but it doesn't have Henry Cavill with a blonde wig.
All right,
so.
yeah, all right, Mitch, your thoughts on this?
Oh, great. By the way, it's 72 pages for Green Eggs.
Okay, all right.
So Henry Cavill, I don't know why I'm making this mistake. He's not the guy that played Superman. Is
That's
he?
what I'm thinking.
It doesn't look like him.
And
It's so different.
Yeah,
though.
I just
It's
had a
like-
weird vibe because
But now I see it.
Seeing him, it doesn't seem like he I just think Superman, and I'm like, why is Superman dressed like that?
So I didn't even recognize him. So I'm actually really excited to kind of see him in this darker, interesting, and more serious role. I think they're just completely playing up to the Game of Thrones audience at this point. I haven't seen a film like this done since, on the big screen since the Lord of the Rings series, honestly. So I'm a little excited to see something like this on the big screen. But it's not. It's actually a Netflix film, isn't it?
Right,
Yeah,
so.
I'm not going to see it on the big screen.
There you
So
go.
there
Sorry.
goes that. It looks
Buy a
epic.
bigger TV at your house.
They're epic in just terms of the number of people, the landscapes, and some of the CG is pretty awesome. So
I'm going to say really quick, Kate Epper said, I played the Witcher video game quite a bit. They made the main character a lot younger than he is, but I like it. He looks good, so it looks good.
it's based on a series
It's a
of
prequel.
books, right? And somehow a prequel, I think, to them in some regards.
Yep,
as
according
well.
to our tech guy, damn it, Dan, who knows. Right, yes, video games. So, Arnie, your thoughts on this trailer?
It didn't excite me. I don't know why it didn't excite me. Maybe it's Henry Cavill being blonde. It's like, no, this is wrong.
I've got something to say about that, actually.
All right, so I'll let that go. But
Right.
it didn't really excite me. I think I'm kind of tired of medieval periods being just awful, and they're trying to like outdo each other with how awful everybody is. And I think I'm kind of sick of that. I'm like, can we talk about maybe somebody's nice? Maybe, maybe it's not awful like all the time. Maybe, I don't know, dandelions occasionally grow too. I don't know. So I think I'm just a little tired of the medieval world stinks thing. So this doesn't do anything for me.
Okay, so Mark Glowacky, I'm assuming he's related to you.
That's my brother.
Okay, he says The Witcher looks great. Well, visually it looks great. I love the way it's filmed because it's filmed like an older movie in the sense it's very steady camera movement. The swordplay looks interesting. It looks like its own thing, which I kind of like. I'm assuming it's based somewhat off the game. Yes. And I didn't know anything about the books. I agree with you that I'm sort of done with. I want to see, if we're going back to medieval, I want to see a swashbuckler. Mm-hmm. That's what I'd like to see, a swashbuckler film come back. I don't know anything about this series. I am definitely not interested in this, to be perfectly honest. And I really, really like Henry Cavill, but the blonde wig just is like,
it looks like off.
It looks like Superman with the blonde wig. Like that's what it looks. There's
like
an old.
They should have just grabbed a different actor. But I heard a rumor that he like dropped everything to do this role or something like that.
Honestly, he looks like he's really eating it up. So yeah, I
if
can
you
see
took
that.
away the blonde wig, he would look great in this. But I'm sure the character that's what the character wears. But there's an old Flintstones episode where Barney was trying to track Fred, okay? And so Barney decided he would put on a mustache so Fred wouldn't recognize him. And when he said to his wife, "What do I look like?" and his wife said, "You look like Barney with a mustache." You know? He looks like Superman with a wig. All right, and that's all I can think about. That very obscure episode of the Flintstones I saw 20-something years ago. All right. That's what I think about this. And so, Bob, what's your rating on this?
I mean, you guys all took kind of a negative approach. I really like this because I mean it's kind of up my alley in terms of shows. My biggest question is, do I want to play will it ruin the video games for me? Because I heard so much good about the video games. Because I'll probably binge watch this and then I won't want to play the game. But if it's a prequel, then maybe. Or
could you be like playing the game? Could never do hair like that. I'm never going to get it. So how can I? I'll just have to watch Henry Cavill with hair like that because I can't pull it off. Because if Henry Cavill can't pull off that hair,
I don't think I can either. So. Yeah, I guess I'll go half up and half. So for me,
I'm gonna go. Production value looks fine. All in all, story. There's nothing wrong with the story, and it's just feels kind of done right now. So with that, I'm going to do one thumb in the middle, and I'm really just not excited about it, and I'm not really all interested, so I'm going to do one thumb down. That's okay. Arnie, you rating?
Well, I would have mocked yours, except there was one scene where there was a girl holding a big heavy sword and she sort of stumbled. I thought, yes, that looks realistic. So I'm not going to go one thumb down, I'm going to go two right in the middle, because I'm like, that would be me with a big heavy medieval sword.
That's awesome, right?
I'm sorry, Mitch. Yes. Anyway.
I'm just realizing why I didn't recognize Cavill, because he's actually dirty in every one of these scenes. Clean.
Yeah.
So, I'm one thumb. What the hell?
One thumb.
I'm one like this, just in general production value, the subject matter I'm usually interested in, and I'm one sideways because it didn't really excite me, kind of overdone, and over the whole genre in general. I need a break, from actually Game of Thrones. Watching and such. So
this whole episode, we're not really given too great of ratings. We're all like, we like to look at the cartoon. None of us are probably going to watch it and admit it. Okay. Basically everyone who works behind the scenes, like, this trailer looks great. Everyone who works in front of the camera is like, this looks done. So anyways, thank you, Bob Glowacky, for being on the show.
Yeah, my pleasure.
When we come back, we're going to be taking a trip. It's Early Late Night Live Show on every Wednesday night, 7 to 8. We'll be right back.
Once the vote had been taken and they decided to remove the dam, it was decided that it was really important to make sure that the dam was not forgotten.
Sometimes we get labeled as destroying history when we take out one of these dams, and I think it's something quite different than that, because there were Native Americans that fished there on those banks for these fish, the same kind of fish, for thousands of years before us.
The memory you have of a dam is a wonderful memory. It's a memory of your childhood. Don't dismiss it. Don't leave it. But look at what we have in this place and embrace that also.
Oh, we're back. And yes, we're back. It's the Early Late Night Live Show on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 on Exeter Channel 98. and on our YouTube channel, the Early Late Night Live Show YouTube channel. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends and enemies alike. But I'm tired, and you should be tired too, because it's in the middle of the week, and we're all tired. So I think we should go someplace to rest and relax and scent the air of someplace new. And we're going to Planet Jack. So, what do we got, Jack?
Thank you. Hello, everyone from the Early Late Night Live Show. I hope you're enjoying the show tonight. Welcome to A Minute on Planet Jack. I'm Jack, and I'm here to tell you what I've been enjoying in my world, entertainment, video games, all that wise. First things, a sequel that I'm actually excited about. Spider-Verse 2 was announced earlier this week. I really enjoyed the first one. One of the better Spider-Man movies that have come out, not gonna lie, even though it is animated. Had all the cool Spider-Mans in it, even Spider-Pig, one of my favorites.
That's from
one of the old cartoons.
That's from Spider-Pig.
Spider-Pig.
That's from
That's a real thing.
What was the name of that? Simpsons. That was a Simpsons
I know, right?
thing. Is that where
It's actually a real thing, though. Like in the multiverse, there is a Spider-Pig, but
wait a second. What came out first? The Simpsons thing or the
the
Spider-Pig?
original Spider-Pig? Yeah, definitely. They're making fun of it in The Simpsons.
Somebody was given way too much money.
So yeah, it's not coming out until spring 2022. So the only details they've released is one new Spider-Man is from the live-action Japanese Spider-Man. He will join the crazy cast of characters that are already in it. Another sequel, another season that I want to watch that's coming out this weekend is Rick and Morty, which if you've lived under a rock, Rick and Morty is one of my favorite shows. It's about science. It's based off of a parody video that they made of Back to the Future, Doc and Marty, where they were making fun of the relationship between the Doc and Marty, and the animators developed that into a TV show where a grandfather takes his son, he moves back in with the family after his wife passes away and joins the family for wacky interdimensional space adventures. So the 4th season comes out this weekend. The trailer's up, Adult Swim.
Let me just say this, Hollywood, okay, is the only industry in the whole world where a bunch of people can get drunk and high. And someone go, wait a minute.
That would be a great idea.
And they make money off it.
Spider-Pig Man.
Ren and Stimpy, Spider-Pig Man, you know.
Barney with a mustache.
Isn't Hollywood great? So the last thing I wanted to discuss, maybe with you guys, we can talk about this. So Netflix has been testing a binge setting. You know how people binge watch TV shows?
No idea what you're talking about.
No, you've never done that before?
No.
Sat down and watched the entire series. They've been testing, apparently, speeds of 25% and 50% increase. They say that is the fastest speed you can go without making the voices hilarious on every TV show. And everyone just sounds like the Chipmunks. So, apparently Hollywood and other entities have been fighting back about this. They don't want their content binged like that. I don't know what you guys maybe think about that as creators or watchers.
The next thing you know, they're going to be
as a
making
show.
digital James Dean movies.
Yeah, I know.
What is that?
Jack, come and have a seat.
So we can
here.
discuss that. This has been a Minute on Planet Jack. I'm Jack. You can check me out on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I'll put on the posts on that. So yeah, we can discuss that.
Yeah, all right, because I do have something to say about this, okay? So there was this movie directed by Brian De Palma. For those of you, anyone know who Brian De Palma is?
I've heard the name. I don't know why, but
he directed the first Mission Impossible movie, which is renownedly the least popular.
Actually, I think I was thinking of the Taxi guy from what's his name? I forget. There's a De Palma in the Taxi, the old TV show. Back from the '70s.
Oh yeah, no.
Right.
Brian De Palma was a artsy-fartsy director, known for being an artsy-fartsy director. All right. He also directed The Untouchables and which was a pretty popular movie back in the 80s. And the reason why, because he wanted to make a more commercially based movie so he could make the movies that no one wanted to see. And one of the films that I've never heard of with him, but I had to watch because I thought, oh, okay, it's got John Travolta, it's got John Lithgow, Brian De Palma. I like Mission Impossible, I like the Untouchables. Is this movie called Blowout. Now, I bought the DVD, I earned the money, I bought the DVD, I watched the movie. I took the DVD outside with a baseball bat and I beat the heck out of it and then set the cover on fire.
Okay.
This movie was a horrible, horrible film that if Brian De Palma was sitting in front of me, I would literally spit in his face for how bad.
Wow.
Like to how this story should not have ever been told like this, you rotten individual.
So a lot of hate there. What does this have to do with that?
With chipmunks on Netflix.
Now, it would truly be assault if I spit in his face, and I'm not saying you ever should do that. I'm honestly completely against saying that if a film ticks you off that much, you should never assault someone. I can't believe I have to say this, but I'm never encouraging assaulting anyone for that. But beyond that, I bought the damn DVD. If it sat in my case, and never was open for the next 40 years, it doesn't matter what the artist had. I paid for it.
I think I'm getting your point. So it doesn't really matter how you're watching it.
Right, yeah. If they're watching your film, if they're watching your TV show and they want to watch it all as fast as they can, okay?
They have the right to, I guess.
And if you start to complain about it, I don't want to watch your show now. Okay?
I kind of want to do it now because if they put Titanic.
Titanic in 2.5 hours?
Yes, but I just really want to hear it with the chipmunk.
You're dead.
I really want to hear it in the chipmunk voices now.
But basically, the whole point of this was that they're speeding it up so that you can watch it without it being disrupted.
Right.
Yes.
But they're still saying that it changes the movie that they were intended
It does truly change the movie. Do they get upset when people make mixed videos based upon your film?
See, I don't.
That changes the thing, even though that's a compliment. If they make art, art based.
I can understand the artist's point of view though, because seriously, when you're creating a film or a book or whatever, you're setting the pace. There's a pace you want this to be enjoyed at because for whatever reason you've decided that this is the pace it ought to go. So I think I would be insulted if someone said, I want to watch a movie, but I'm going to do it at 50% speed so I don't waste too much time. Like that to me would just be like, well, don't watch my movie then. Like,
well, I'm with you, though, in general. That was kind of my initial reaction, or at least my comment with regards to the James Dean piece. But I listen to audiobooks at 25% speed, faster than they're actually narrated in general. So I wonder how different it is in that regards.
Well, again, it doesn't mean that it's not insulting. It doesn't mean any of that. The point is, them getting up in arms about this. If I binge watch things, and I binge watch it to fall asleep. A lot of times I end up falling asleep to things, all right? I did not just buy the entire Nanny series and have a binge watching that. I'm not saying that at all.
I'm kind of jealous because
I think
I
he's
only
saying
have 5
he's been
seasons.
watching the Nanny
I
series.
have been watching the Nanny series, all right?
It's a classic, man, okay?
It show's awesome, okay? But, I mean...
No, I don't think there's anything you could do about it.
Well, no.
Yeah,
actually, I'm gonna end this
happen.
note because we do have the wrap. So the first film I made, one of you was in it. Some of you have seen it. You remember Police?
Yep.
From a long time. One of the main cast, stepmother, ran up to me one point in time as I was walking down the street. She said, "I saw your film, Police. It was a serious kind of drama with some bits of humor in it, but it was basically a serious drama, all right, action drama." And she said, "I loved it." I thought, this is so cool. This is so cool. She said, I loved it. I laughed my ass off watching the film. I got so upset, but she genuinely loved it. Like, she was genuinely happy she saw the film. She really liked it. She laughed her ass off. And I was about to get mad, then I thought, she took a positive experience out of this.
So it's okay.
What the hell do I care at this point?
Yeah.
Well,
I had someone
because
say,
I had
well,
plenty of negative.
I read your book. I skipped through all the boring bits, but I read your book. And I'm like, well, thank you for that.
Appreciate it.
But I like the non-boring parts. I'm like, great.
They read it. They watch it. They want to watch your. They want to watch your film. They want to watch it so much that they only have so much time to watch it. So they want to speed it up so they can watch the whole thing. Shut up. All right. All right. On that note, no. It is the end of our show. Sadly, who's our guest for next week?
We don't have a guest for next week.
Oh, we don't?
Or because it's a special next week, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Oh, that's the week
When's
after.
Oh, it's
That's
2
the week
weeks,
after,
2 weeks
yes.
after, yeah. So I thought pretty soon we're going to have a Star Wars debate come up. We're going to have more details on that later. But anyways, thank you, Jack, for coming for all the
Thank you,
information.
guys.
Mitch, you're still here. KJ, I can't believe you made it in. Thank you, Bob
Nice to be
Glowacky.
wanted.
Thank you, Bob Glowacky. Thank you, everyone at Exeter TV, for all that you do. This is really, this place does feel like my home to me, and I'm very happy every week to be here. And so check it out, Exeter TV. They're awesome. Anyways, we got to go, so we'll see you guys next week. Hey, you made it. Thank you for watching our show, and be sure to join us next week at 7 p.m. on our YouTube channel, The Early Late Night Live Show in Exeter, Channel 98.
And if you have any questions or want to be a guest on the show, you can email killarneyt@gmail.com. There might be a link or some info somewhere around here.
Somewhere around here.
Below. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube. You won't regret it.
We
They
hope.
won't regret it.
Yeah.